Any mention for unlisted matter? Any mention for unlisted matter? From supplementary list, item number 1.
In this matter, my lord, I am praying for some accommodation, my lord. Praying if this matter can be taken up.
What is this about?
My lord, challenge to a tender process initiated by the Education Department by one NGO, my lord. And my lord, the petition is full of defect right from the affidavit, my lord.
Locus, no locus and
I'm praying, need to seek some instruction, my lord.
So the state says that the petition is altogether not maintainable and otherwise littered with errors on facts.
My lord,
Littered with errors, comma. The petitioner seeks an accommodation. Paragraph, let the matter appear a fortnight. Paragraph, the pendency of the petition will not stand in the way of the respondents taking appropriate steps in accordance with
my
law.
lord. Obliged.
From the main list, item number 1.
Yes.
Lordship, we have filed the latest report.
Sorry?
We have filed the latest report, Your Lordship.
Yes. You're for the national highways.
No, my lord, I am for the national.
Yeah, we have the national highways over here. You see the photographs, Mr. Khan.
Lordship.
Does it appear like a repair work or does it appear like a fresh road is being constructed? You look at the
Lordship, page 2, it looks like damage. Restoration of the damage.
page 1 looks like fresh,
Yes.
and if you see beyond the yellow on top,
Lordship.
you'd not find the black top. You find gravel over there.
Lordship, yes.
And even beyond this side, you'll find mud. This does not look like a road which is being repaired. A road being repaired looks somewhat different.
Lordship is correct. But maybe, Your Lordship, because of the heavy rains.
I don't know if you've been there. I have been there.
Not recently,
And
Lordship.
I was
but yes.
advised to turn around and go back because the car would be damaged, I was told. And there are, I don't know why pipes are strewn on both sides, for what purpose those pipes are. They've been there for all the time that I've seen. There are trucks with broken axles, trucks which are stuck all over the place. One can understand some work being done, and then because of heavy downpour is, of course, you have to take that into account.
Absolutely, Lordship. That could be one of the considerations.
Otherwise, we won't put our hands up and say that, very well, for 4 months it rains over here, for 4 months we'll put our hands up
Lordship.
and not do anything about it. Mr. Chengupta, why does the National Highways not take up that part?
My lord,
The highway.
the national highway was entrusted to look over the tunnel portion, my lord.
That is the Sonapur side.
Sonapur side. And that
What about this
now,
one? This
now also
highway, the road that goes from
Joy bypass.
Thadleshkai
Yes, my lord.
straight to Jawai, and the road that comes from Jawai to Mimintudu, that is more or less maintained by the state.
Yes, my lord. That is maintained by the state.
That is maintained by the state.
And the contract work was already allotted, and thereafter, after the meeting, it was found expedient that the contractor should be allowed to continue, and whatever damage has cropped up will be cured by the same contractor, my lord. So that discussion was taken place, but then no steps was taken regarding in that direction.
The reports have been filed by both the state PWD bracket roads and the National Highways Authority of India pertaining to the Jawai to Ratachara stretch of the NH6. Full stop. Paragraph. The real problem pertains to a 7-kilometer stretch which is virtually unmotorable and is known as the Jawai bypass that links Thadleshkai to Mimintudu and trucks and vehicles intending to go to the Clariot side without stopping at Jawai take such bypass to avoid the congestion in Jawai. Full stop. Though the rest of NH6 is maintained by the NHAI, the roughly 7-kilometer stretch of the Jawai bypass is maintained by PWD roads, and such stretch is in pitiable condition. And the state of the road is such that heavy vehicles suffer serious breakdowns, and lesser vehicles these days take the longer route through Jawai than hazard the risk of taking the bypass. Paragraph. The status report filed by the state PWD roads has appended photographs of the repair work of the pavements being undertaken and of the road. Full stop. As noticed earlier, it is stated by it is the state submission that the heavy rains in the month of June 2023 did not allow the repair work that had been undertaken prior thereto to settle down and washed away the blacktop. Paragraph. According to the state, the same contractor is undertaking the repair work, and the same should be completed within reasonable time. Full stop. Almost half the paragraph, almost half the monsoon season is over. And during such period, the bypass has well nigh remained unmotorable. full stop. As indicated earlier, comma, road construction or repair works have to take into account the heavy rains here in the monsoon, and it will not pass as an excuse to suggest that because of the monsoon or a few spells of heavy rain, comma, the road has been damaged to the extent that it has been, full stop. Paragraph, it is hoped that the balance repair work is completed within this month and extra care is taken to undertake patchwork, comma, wherever necessary for the remainder of the monsoon season to ensure that the colossal waste of vehicles needing to travel the extra 30 kilometers or so by avoiding the bypass is no longer necessary. Full stop. Do you have anything to say?
Yes, my lord. My lord, this status report filed by the NHI, they had pointed out certain issues, my lord.
Yes.
There are certain issues. If I may pray, those issues can be, my lord, discussed with the state respondents, and my lord, that can be resolved.
Yes. The petitioner points out that the report filed by the NHI indicates certain problems, indicates certain man-made problems which ought to be addressed by the state. Full stop. For instance, comma, car wash business has sprung up along the state and national highways in this state without any drainage system or any parameters apparently being put in place in such regard. Full stop. As a result, comma, the water from such car wash places run down the highways or form puddles at places, causing additional damage than the monsoon rains may cause. Full stop. Pipelines, paragraph. The NHI report also indicates that the haphazard laying of pipelines along the side of the Jawai to Ratachara stretch has resulted in leaks in several places which add to the woes of accumulated water and erosion of the blacktop. Full stop. Paragraph. These and several of the other issues raised in the NHAI report must be addressed by the local administration and some parameters put in place for car wash units to adhere to, including payment of license fees or the like. Full stop. Both the state and the NHAI will file further reports when the matter appears next 4 weeks hence.
Objection.
In the meantime, Mr. Khan, the traffic situation is getting from bad to worse.
Absolutely, Mr.
My lord, may I submit one
Yes.
suggestion, my lord? If the state government can take up the initiative to also invite the concerned national highways so that they can have an open discussion and point out the fields in which they can take the assistance of the local administration, my lord, that would have been much more convenient.
The state would do well to convene a meeting with representatives of NHAI and the local administration to address the particular problems pertaining to the Jawai-Ratachara stretch of the NH6.
Yes,
Of NH6.
highly obliged.
The other day, there was some construction work which was happening near the bridge at Umiam.
That
was
matter,
Monday.
that matter is coming up, Lordship. It's in the list today. PI.
It's in the list today.
Yes.
And almost from Umiam to the cantonment, it was just traffic all along. So people who are at Umiam would take hours to reach Shillong. And this we're talking of outside, not within.
Not within, Lordship.
From going from the High Court to the civil hospital in the late afternoon sometimes takes 15, 20, 25 minutes. One can walk it in much shorter time.
My lord, there was one more stretch of the road which was going for expansion, was that the road entering from bypass to Migrants, my lord. That road, it seems, my lord, the work has been half done and stopped. And I think it will be better that if that widening of that road of that bypass to Negrins could have been continued and completed.
That's the Maudyan site.
Yes, my lord. That road has, my lord,
Exactly.
yes.
That opens up at the petrol pump. If that is widened, that is very narrow.
That falls under the National Highway State PWD Roads Division, which was bound, actually time bound was given, but then somehow for some reason, unknown reason, that work has not been completed or continued.
Yes. Let that matter come up.
Yes.
Objection.
Item number 2.
What is this application?
Your Lordship,
Oh, this is an appeal.
This is appeal, Your Lordship.
Your appeal?
Your
Lordship, my appeal.
Lordship, we are state respondents.
Your Lordship, I have annexed a limitation application as well, along with the
Tell us
appeal.
what is the matter about. We'll come to limitation thereafter.
Your Lordship, we are challenging the order dated 5/5/2023, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Whereby my tender, I was a successful bidder, Your Lordship. I was awarded the tender by the respondent. Later on, that tender, my contract was cancelled without a speaking order, Your Lordship, without giving an opportunity of hearing. That is why I challenged this termination before this honorable court, Your Lordship.
While the suit for damages,
That is not, Your Lordship, because the action of the respondent is arbitrary and illegal, Your
that's
Lordship.
all right. They'll pay you damages.
But my humble submission before the honorable court is that the contract should never have been terminated by
Well, illegally terminated. Let's accept your case.
Lordship.
Your relief sounds in money.
Your Lordship,
File a claim in damages. It will be adjudicated.
it is not a monetary thing, Your Lordship,
It's
because
not a monetary thing, it's a spiritual thing. You're a contractor in a commercial contract. It's been cancelled, you lost out on the profit.
Lordship. And it has been illegally.
We accept all that illegal. You have to prove that.
Yes, Your Lordship, but Your Lordship,
Go file a suit for damages.
Your Lordship, it's a settled principle of law that even the High Courts can interfere in jurisdiction in terms of contract.
Yes, it can, but why will it? It can does not mean it must.
Yes, that is very true. That is what I'm trying to submit before Your Lordship, that why Your Lordship must interfere in this matter. If Your Lordship give me an opportunity of hearing in this matter.
Yes, we're giving you. What do you think we're doing? We're not in a circus.
Your Lordship, my only submission is that this contract was terminated illegally. Without,
Very good. You've said illegally 20 times. What is the illegality?
that is what I'm submitting before Your Lordships. So, Your Lordship, I was given a contract for 5 districts out of the 11 districts, Your Lordship.
Contract for doing what?
For carrying out the work of Jal Jeevan Mission, Your Lordship. So there were 4 phases of this Jal Jeevan Mission. That is the pre-planning phase, planning phase, testing, and OMN phase, Your Lordship. My contract was terminated soon after the phase one project. So, Your Lordship, my humble submission is that out of the 11 districts, I was awarded a contract for 5 districts, Your Lordship. And other 6 districts were divided between two other.
Specific relief act itself, forget 226. Even under specific relief act, you could not have obtained specific performance of such a contract.
Your Lordship, there
How
was
did the court interfere in 226?
that is what I'm submitting, Your Lordship. So out of the 11 districts, I was awarded 5. And according, if Your Lordship will see my submissions, the state of Meghalaya was awarded the best performing state, Your Lordship. That is there in para 5 of my petition before the learned single bench. And this fact was not rebutted by the respondents also. It finds its place in para 2 of the impugn order, Your Lordship.
Where is the impugn order?
Impugn order is, Your Lordship, it starts from page number. Start from page number 1122. Para number 2, Your Lordship, of the impugn order. And it finds its place in para 2 of my writ petition also. So, Your Lordship, when I'm doing the maximum work in all the districts, out of 11, I'm doing in 5 districts, and the state has awarded the best performing state, then it is reasonably fair to conclude that I was also doing my work diligently. I would also like to humbly submit, Your Lordship, that apart from me, the time frame for completion of work of the other two successful bidders was extended.
We will only give you liberty to institute a suit for damages, nothing else. Otherwise, no interference.
Your Lordship, my submission then to the Your Lordship is that the matter may be decided on its merits.
Yes. In view of the good ground shown, comma, the how much is the delay, madam?
It is about
21 days, Your
A
Lordship.
delay of about 21 days in preparing the appeal is condoned and the appeal is taken on record. Paragraph. This is a continuation of a thoroughly misconceived writ petition by which the appellant herein, comma, in effect, comma, sought specific performance of a contract that was terminable by its very nature. Full stop. The appellant was awarded a contract as part of the centrally funded Jal Jeevan mission, comma, according to the appellant, comma, since the state of Meghalaya was recognized as the best performing state in respect of the scheme, comma, the private contractors, comma, including the appellant herein, who carried forward the scheme, comma, must have performed adequately. Full stop. The real grievance of the petitioner is that the petitioner's contract for completion of work in 5 districts under several phases was terminated by a non-speaking order. Full stop. The petitioner says that though extensions have been granted to other contractors to finish the uncompleted part of the work in respect of the initial phases, comma, the appellant has been discriminated against and special action taken against the appellant. Full stop. It appears from the order impugned dated May 5, 2023 that the primary thrust of the state's contention was that the writ petitioner had concealed facts and had suppressed material in obtaining an initial order that the remainder of the contract should not be awarded to any other, comma, if not already awarded by then. Full stop. In course of the submission, comma, the state pointed out that there was a complaint filed against the persons in control of the appellant herein on the ground that they had attempted to bribe government officials. Full stop. A copy of the complaint was carried to the writ court. Full stop. Paragraph. The state also contended that several opportunities had been afforded to the appellant to correct itself and to complete the work within the time schedule that was agreed upon. Full stop. Indeed, comma, the state claimed that following an earlier show cause notice, comma, there was virtual admission on the part of the appellant herein that it had failed to adhere to the initial timelines. Full stop. Paragraph. The appellant asserts that the non-speaking order of termination did not indicate to what extent the work was incomplete. Full stop. There appears to be a serious dispute between the state and the appellant as to whether and, comma, if so, comma, to what extent, comma, the work was left incomplete by the contractor. Full stop. The writ court reckoned that it was a serious dispute on facts that could not be resolved in proceedings under Article 226 of the Constitution, full stop, for myriad reasons indicated in the order impugned, the writ court held that the writ petition was liable to be dismissed as not maintainable, full stop. Indeed, notwithstanding the wide authority available to a constitutional court under Article 226 of the Constitution, there is an element of self-restraint that is exercised, full stop, since writ proceedings are decided on summary evidence and are decided on affidavit evidence and in summary procedure, disputed questions of fact which require proof are not entertained, full stop. In any event, at the end of the day, the real grievance of the petitioner is that the petitioner has been unfairly treated and has been deprived of the profits that the petitioner was entitled to upon successful completion of the work, full stop. Such grievance sounds in money, and the relief that the petitioner should pursue would be by way of a suit for damages, full stop, paragraph. Accordingly, the appeal, whatever is the number, is dismissed without interfering with the judgment and order impugned dated May 5, 2023, in view of the good reasons indicated therein, full stop. However, nothing in the order impugned will prevent the writ petitioner from instituting an appropriate civil suit for damages, should the writ petitioner be so advised, paragraph. The appeal fails, there will, however, be no orders to cause.
Oblige, Your Lordship.
That miscellaneous application is disposed of.
Item number 3.
May it please Your Lordship. Your Lordship, we have filed the guidelines through an affidavit, my Lord.
Yes.
The guidelines is at page 32, my Lord, which we have also followed and taken cue from the state of Assam, my Lord. Page 32 is our guidelines, my Lord, which we have
32.
formulated.
The state has disclosed the Meghalaya Water Bodies Preservation and Conservation close guidelines 2023 by way of an affidavit, full stop. What happened to that expert committee, that expert body that was set up with marine environmentalists, marine scientists?
Your Lordship,
And these guidelines do not indicate building activities.
regulation with constructions, Your Lordship.
Yes, this says no one will do a dump. It's like saying that no one will slap me.
My Lord, the expert committee's guidelines we have produced in para 3, my Lord. That's suggestions, my Lord, of my affidavit, and that one also has been taken into consideration.
Yes, but
Regarding the construction,
solutions, they have to be given legal force. They are not incorporated in your guidelines.
my Lord, we'll we will explore the possibility of some more inclusion in this guidelines.
Whether you do it by guidelines, whether you do it by some other law, because those are the guidelines.
The basic
Whether you do it
guidelines.
by some other law, whether you do it in conjunction with district councils, that is what we had intended you to do.
And the building bylaws are already there, my lord, and the municipal
Building bylaws provide for what?
here,
Water bodies, what do the building bylaws provide? Show us.
not for the water bodies, my lord, but then for the water bodies, we have specifically in order to secure the protection of the water bodies, we have done. But for the vicinity of the water bodies,
Where is that prohibition for construction beyond 50 meters of the high water?
No, that needs to be included, my lord.
May I
It's not-
just-
All those are not there.
Lordship, I represent respondent number 6, the Meghalaya
You
Tourism
represent the
Development Forum, Lordship, MDDF. One of the members is that drafted these guidelines. Earlier, the guidelines, though they really don't understand the legal intricacies, but they have given some very good, in my humble submission,
Yes.
some good suggestions with regard to construction and water bodies.
the guidelines do not deal with the most serious aspect of buildings and construction mushrooming around water bodies. Full stop. Though the guidelines indicate that garbage and trash and debris may not be dumped into water bodies, it is surprising that guidelines are issued without indicating how far away from the high water level of every water body construction may be permissible. Full stop. Paragraph. Indeed, previous orders have recorded that an expert committee had been set up by the state. Full stop. Some of the suggestions given by the expert committee have been indicated in the affidavit filed by the state, but it is not clear as to how such suggestions have been given legal force. Full stop. Paragraph. It is submitted on behalf of
Respondent number 6. Respondent number 6,
the
MTDF.
respondent number 6, which has been active in this, which has taken a keen interest in this matter from the beginning, that certain eminent suggestions were given to ensure that the flora and the fauna around the water bodies were not devastated in the name of promoting tourism or undertaking construction, but such suggestions have not been taken into account by the state. Full stop. Paragraph. The guidelines introduced by the state, as disclosed in the affidavit, fall woefully short of the expectations or the measures necessary to protect the water bodies, particularly the Umiam Lake. Full stop. The fragile biosphere and the ecology of the state has to be protected even as, on a daily basis, large chunks of forest land are being appropriated for human habitation or use. Full stop. Paragraph. the state must indicate the measures taken by it to arrest deforestation as stretches along the highways all over the state reveal felling of trees and more of the mountain being chopped off for construction purposes, full stop. Though, officially, there are previous claims by this state that more than 72% of its total area is covered by forests, It would be interesting to ascertain whether any recent surveys in such regard have been conducted. For such report to be placed before the court. Full stop. Paragraph further, in the absence of any other employment opportunities and in the name of promoting tourism, the natural beauty of the state should not be destroyed, and the state should be alive to the problem. Full stop. Several of the rivers, including the Umkhra in Shillong itself, carry such contaminated water that they may not be fit even to step into. Full stop. Elsewhere, rivers and streams which may not be perennial carry so much filth and dirt that people living downstream are deprived of the use of the water altogether. Full stop. Paragraph. There has to be a much more studied and wholesome approach undertaken by the state, and it was hoped that the setting up of the expert body with suggestions from knowledgeable citizens possessing qualifications in such regard would go a long way in the state preparing an action plan and persuading the district councils to abide by the same. Full stop. Paragraph. In short, the guidelines of 2023 published by the state appear to be more of a formality without addressing the real issue. Full stop. Paragraph. The state has to do much better full stop. A further report should be filed. Six weeks hence, full stop. The prohibition on construction around water bodies pursuant to previous orders will continue till the state addresses such issue in a more considered set of rules or guidelines that it frames. Paragraph, in the meantime, comma, a set of suggestions have been made over by advocate for the respondent number 6 to advocate for the state, full stop. Such suggestions, maybe you have them? Where is the list?
It's before the state. You already placed him before the state.
Give a copy to him.
Your Lordship.
Give a copy to him. The state may consider such suggestions, comma, which appear to be in greater public interest than the guidelines framed by the state. Yes.
Yes, all right.
Item number 4.
Once it goes, you can never get it back.
No, my lord. And it
It's no
should have
longer
been
72%.
it should have been incorporated the limits.
72%. When was the last survey? As it is, today indices show that you are the second poorest after Bihar. Even in water, drinking water.
And unless
Just
the
stand on any hill and look at Bangladesh, you'll see all the water flowing from here there. And we can't provide drinking water to our citizens over here.
the water level also is going down because we are not taking the conservative measures which
Absolutely.
requires to be. And in other countries, we have seen that they are making plans and ways and means how to, when the rainwater is made harvested.
We can only make you aware. We can't go and do the projects for you.
We understand, my lord, but the policy.
Yes.
Item number 4.
You're Mr. Sharma.
My lord.
Yes.
Lord,
This is which one?
that Pilankata Police Outpost FIR, my lord. The dead body was recovered from Mzonga Reserve Forest, my lord, in Gwalpara district of Assam.
Yes. You're abducted.
My lord.
Abducted.
Abduction case. I had completed my argument, my lord. On the
Abducted an Assamese boy.
no, a Garo boy.
Garo boy.
Garo boy.
And then there was a ransom demand
Yes.
in Garo and language.
Language, my lord.
Yes. One person or two? Two appeals.
Two appeals, my lord.
Both convicted under 302.
No, my lord.
And one person is absconding.
Absconding.
Ajay and acquit.
Acquit.
Sorry. Leading to evidence. So, your behest, the dead body was discovered.
My lord. This is what the state is saying, my lord.
But there is no recording of any statement on your behalf.
Absolutely, my lord.
Let us see section 27. Does it require Evidence Act?
What I may read?
We'll do this one, brother. We'll do this one, brother. Yes.
My lord, section 27 says how much of information received from accused may be proved.
And since it begins with a proviso, it actually is a proviso to 25.
My lord.
These three you must see together.
See together.
25, 26 and 27. Confession caused by inducement, threat or proof when irrelevant. That's 4. 25 is no confession to a police officer shall be proved as against a person accused of any offence. No confession made by any person while he is in the custody of a police officer, unless it be made in the immediate presence of a magistrate, shall be proved as against such person. The explanation does not really matter to us.
My lord.
Provided that when any fact is deposed to as discovered, in consequence of information received from a person accused of any offence in the custody of a police officer, so much of such information, whether it amounts to a confession or not, as relates distinctly to the fact thereby discovered, may be proved. So there is no statutory requirement of the information being reduced to writing.
My lord. There is no, but
if I, let us say I am the investigating officer, I assert in my evidence that this is the information received from him. And then the evidence shows that there are several persons who go along with the police party and the accused, and upon the accused pointing out, they dig up and find the dead body, which is what appears to have happened over here.
my lord.
Why should that not be held against the accused?
My lord, I relied on two issues on this, my lord. The recent judgment which I played before your lordship.
You have cited one judgment to show that identification of dead body,
My lord.
that really may not be
That
of much thing over
superimposition
here.
of the
then it's again something which is not really. There are several other better judgments in your favor, but you cited one which says that court will not analyze if investigation is shoddy, and then you show something which is the court will not convict on suspicion or moral conviction, and then you cite Bobby, which really deals with circumstantial evidence at paragraph 9, and at paragraph 24 to 26 it says that if the information is not recorded, exact statement has to be adduced in evidence.
It is.
Now we have the IO who indicates that we also have the other witnesses who refer to the accused, even though it is not clear as to which of them did it.
My lord.
Which of them did it? But both the accused went.
Both the accused went, my lord. This
Both
is the
the
statement of
accused
the IO, my lord.
Both the accused went, and indeed one of the other witnesses probably did not refer to both the accused, referred to one of the accused.
Two witnesses refer to two different persons.
Two different persons.
Two different appellants, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Bhattacharya.
My lord, my learned friend's argument was solely relying on the provisions of Section 27 of the Evidence Act, and he has, my lord, relied on certain decision, my lord, the other day, my lord. Now here it's a case, my lord, the conviction is not based on relying on Section 27 of the Evidence Act, my lord. Here, my lord, it was based on Section 8 of the Evidence Act.
Yes.
That comes into, my lord, operation when the Section 27 does not apply.
27 is a form of.
That is the proposition of law, as my lord laid down by the Archival as well. By your lordship has also had held. My lord, once a dead body is recovered at the instance of the accused, then the accused owes an explanation how it happened, and when failure to do so, my lord, adverse inference can be drawn. Now, my lord, the prosecution case primarily here is based on two aspects, my lord: the last in theory and the recovery of the dead body as instance of the accused, my lord, and the failure on his part to provide any explanation as provided in Section 106 Evidence Act. My lord, that is what precisely the case is, my lord. And
Come again.
my lord, the last sin theory, my lord. The last sin theory, my lord.
According to the last scene theory, where were the last scene?
My lord, the last sin, the victim was picked up by the accused. In the first appeal, my lord, the appellant, first appeal,
Yes.
my lord, from
That is a sister or someone saying
my lord,
they saw the victim
my lord,
going, victim taking him away.
my lord.
Then there was another person who said, a young man.
My lord,
Victim was 16 years old, apparently.
my lord. Absolutely.
Another person said young man.
Yes, my
There is also, if we recollect, and you'll show us because there's been some time lapse, and since he said that he's concluded, we didn't want to disturb him any further. You show to us that my recollection is that there is admission that they were there somewhere together.
lord. Lordship will kindly
So
come
therefore,
to
the last scene theory is
my lord.
by admission. It is
My lord.
it
My lord.
applies.
If you read together, my lord, the evidence of PW3 as well as the statement made by the accused under 313 and the evidence of doctor, my lord, then lordship, my lord, that the circumstances, the link, a chain will be complete, my lord. That is what my case is. Now, if lordship, my lord, kindly comes to the 313, my lord, that is of the statement of the accused of
Yes.
Ajay and Sangma, my lord. That is a separate paper book, my lord, not in this.
So you say last scene theory, section 8, section 27, section 106.
My lord, I will be relying on the judgments by the apex court as well by lordship. My lord, I will be placing it. So those judgments, reading those judgments will clarify, my lord, the position of law, my lord. My lord,
We have an order of 1411 and Ajay Sangma 313.
yes, my lord. Now, if lordship, my lord, kindly comes to the question number 28, my lord, at page 4. My lord, may I?
Yes.
Now, my lord, the date was reflected in my 27/10/2015. He was seen together with the victim, and he said that he was separated and he was hit by Andy.
Prem Sangma is his brother.
My lord, Premji Sangma is the victim, my lord.
Then why does the question say,
My lord, because they were somewhere related, my lord, soon. Because that is, he took the advantage of his acquaintance with the victim. He called to the resident, he went to the resident of the victim, called him. And then, my lord, he took him on the pretext of visiting some puja pandal. That is how it happened, my lord. My lord, if, my lord, the reading of the IO's statement, my lord, will reveal the story, my lord, how it happened, my lord. There is a gang involved, my lord. 9 persons' name was revealed, my lord. Only 3 persons could be arrested, and one during, my lord, the trial he escaped, my lord. He absconded. And my lord, the jacket which he was wearing, and he claimed that the bullet hit him, my lord, it was sent for forensic examination, and that revealed that there was no gunpowder found, my lord. Saying that, but his entire claim was false, my lord. He tried to mislead, my lord. And if his misleading explanation, my lord, that will also lead to the presumption of his guilt, my lord.
yes, let us see the
My lord.
PW 11.
Lordship will be page 48 of the paper book, my lord, of the main paper. It's a long deposition, my lord.
10 p.m. at night? Or should be 10 a.m.?
Be 10 a.m. So,
Other evidence was 10 a.m.
my lord,
Evidence of that,
my lord, I'll just
of the
confirm
mother.
it. I'll just confirm it. AM, my lord, should be AM.
Was the ransom paid?
My lord, he could not get any, it was said that it was paid, but then we did not have any, could not get any information, my lord. The investigation did not say.
The father did not indicate anything.
My lord, father in his deposition did not say anything.
Yes.
Now, my lord, in the cross-examination, my lord, the none of the narration or statement made by the investigation with regard to the, my lord, the facts which led to the, my lord, discovery of things, my lord, it was challenged, my lord. Factually, it has never been challenged, my lord. The only thing which...
Neither here nor there, Mr. Bhattacharjee.
My lord.
Because to the extent what he has said amounts to confession by both Ajay and Acquit, they can't be looked into.
My lord. My lord, I'm not saying
Therefore,
that. But then so far as
there has been any cross or not is not relevant.
My lord. Then to that extent, my lord, definitely, my lord, that is section 2526 will come into play, my lord. There is no question. My lord, only the fact leading to the recovery.
Now let us see the independent witnesses to the recovery.
My lord, let's see.
What does it say about fact leading to the recovery? Both Ajay and Acquit said that it was in Shalpada or Shalapada, whatever.
My lord.
Is that right? In reserve forest in some Guapara.
My lord, Shalpada, these are all adjoining areas, my lord. Short localities are named these things.
So it was near Dudhnoi.
My lord, Krishna, I don't know that.
Near
part.
Dudhnoi.
My lord.
And he had appeared in Krishna. In Krishna, he made up a story about Shalpada,
My lord.
which of course they never found any body, nor did they find in any trace of any of that encounter. And even though he says that it was a bullet mark on the shirt, it did not reveal any gunpowder. So that's one part of the story.
My lord.
The next part of the story was
Well, that has happened before the Assam police, my lord.
before Dudhnoi police.
My lord. My lord.
Or Krishna police, sir.
But that was Assam police, my lord.
Yes, Assam.
My lord.
He has asserted that there is no evidence to that effect, but what he has asserted is that yes, I was shot.
Yes, my
and my shirt was torn
My lord.
by the bullet.
My lord.
I pretended to be dead.
My lord.
All this is, he has accepted.
My lord.
this.
And at the same time, he has not denied the fact that he was with the accused on 27/10. My lord.
On 27th, yes. So, then from some village, Borjar or somewhere,
My lord.
Acquit is arrested, coming on a motorbike.
My lord.
Acquit says that Seng Sang brought food, told me I'll shoot you if you don't cook. So he used to go and put the food in that forest, and according to the IO, Acquit also said that he saw victim tied in rope. The anomaly that we find over there, not about the victim being tied in rope, but if Acquit went and dropped it on a regular basis, how was Acquit present at the time of the incident?
My lord, Acquit has not been convicted under 302, my lord.
Acquit has been convicted
My
under
lord, he has been convicted under 115. My lord, there is another paper. It has not been marked as part 1 or part 2, part 3, but the thin one. My lord. My lord, he has been convicted under section 115 IPC.
Read with
Section
64A.
64A and 34A.
What is 115?
My lord. I'll read it out. One.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, what is 115?
We are reading it CRPC. It's abatement of offence punishable with death or imprisonment for life if offence not committed. 115 says, my lord, abatement of offence punishable with death or imprisonment for life if offence not committed.
Offense not committed, but abatement. Abetting murder.
Abet,
Abetting anything which is punishable by life or death.
life.
.364 is kidnapping.
Kidnapping, man. Kidnapping for ransom, man.
34 was there.
34 was there.
Now, my lord, another thing would be very much relevant, my lord, to pinpoint the involvement of the my lord, Ajay and Sangma. The dead body was recovered on 3rd November, my lord. It was sent for postmortem on 4th November. And as per the deposition of the doctor, my lord, he says that it is around 70 days old, my lord, the body. So, my lord, if we take into consideration that comes back to that 2710, when the accused said he was there with the.
Now, body recovered when?
My lord, on 3rd of November. (2015), my lord.
Identified by father.
My lord. My lord, that the identification has not been disputed, my lord, at any point of time, my lord. Others, and he has deposed in the courtroom also in his deposition that he was there accompanying the team at the time of recovery of the dead body, my lord.
We will see father, headman, and that secretary.
My lord.
We will see those, all those who accompanied.
My lord.
What do they say?
My lord. My lord. My lord.
First come to the father.
My lord. My lord, father is PW1 at page 32.
Page
32, my lord. 32. Well, shall I read out the evidence, entire part, or shall I point out?
Just the last two lines.
Yes, my lord. My deceased son was recovered from jungle. The last.
On the deed of accused,
He, my lord, he has uttered the name of one accused. Acquit, Armara.
where are the other witnesses?
My lord, page 40, my lord. 40, my lord.
This is PW?
My lord, PW 6, my lord.
I do not recollect the date when I accompanied the police to the place of occurrence.
My lord.
I'm not aware the person died. Police took my signature. Where does he say that the accused led them?
My lord, he did not say. He did not say. So that's why, my lord, I am not pressing much on their evidence, my lord. I'm just trying to, my lord, draw your lordship.
Who was the other one?
It's 7, my lord.
Huh?
This PW7 is also another, my lord. He also has not uttered the name of any of the accused, my lord.
PW7 is page?
My lord, page 41.
Then,
My Lord, PW 8 also, so my 7, 8, my Lord, 8 also, next 43, page 43 also, my Lord, he is also one of the recovery witness, my Lord. So he also has not uttered the name of any of the accused, my Lord. So, my Lord, evidence of these three witnesses may not be of much support to the prosecution case, except to the fact that a dead body was recovered, my Lord.
yes,
Now, my Lord, the evidence of my Lord PW3, my Lord, who saw the victim last with the accused Ajay D. Sangma, my Lord. That is at page 35.
when was that?
My Lord, it was on the day of the occasion, 21st, the day on when,
You don't have to go back to 21st.
my Lord,
From the admission of,
my Lord, if that satisfies Lordship,
27 is there.
my Lord, if that satisfies Lordship, then I will not go into that, my Lord.
No, but how do you go to the murder?
My Lord, if my Lord, what I am trying to project before the case is Lordship. Now this, if my Lord, if Lordship finds the evidence of the doctor is, my Lord, acceptable, in such a case, my Lord, the date of murder can be safely said to be on
Forget
27th.
date of murder. And how do you link the accused to the murder? Their last scene.
My Lord,
Not with acquit, but with thing on admission, last scene on 2710. He says, then it makes out a false story.
my Lord.
False story is proved to be false because there is no gunpowder. False story.
My Lord, false story has been made on one occasion when he was not in police custody. My Lord. That subsequently it was revealed. My Lord, what happened when, my Lord, he kidnapped, the prosecution story says, my Lord, he kidnapped the victim, my Lord. He did it for some profit, my Lord. He was supposed to be paid. Now what happened, my Lord, when the ransom was paid, the evidence of IO says that he was not paid anything, my Lord. So that is how, my Lord, he came out from there. And there was a talk that the victim may be released. So he was apprehensive since he is from that same village. If victim is released, the victim will be identifying him, my Lord. And that is the stage, my Lord, when he was not paid anything, my Lord, he came out from there. And then he ran to Krishna station. Then,
How do you link him to the murder?
my Lord, because he has not offered any explanation after he was seen last with the accused. And second thing is that he led
How?
police to the,
There is no evidence of his
my Lord,
leading.
IO's evidence is there, my Lord.
Nothing. That will not do.
My Lord, that is, of course, my Lord, that is,
That will not do.
my Lord, that has not been rebutted at any
No,
point
that
of
will
time,
not do. IO's evidence will not do.
my Lord.
It's not reduced to writing.
My Lord, that is the 27, my Lord is saying.
It's not reduced to writing. Exact statement is not even said.
My Lord, I'm not disputing that. So I'm just, in a given situation, I'm trying to place, my Lord, my case. Now, my Lord, I just rely upon a decision. My Lord, when section 8 will come into operation, the conduct of the accused, my Lord, which, my Lord, now, my Lord, anyway, my Lord, to start with, my Lord, I'll just, my Lord, place a reliance on, my Lord, 2005 decision. My Lord, I'll bother your Lordship with few decisions, my Lord. My Lord, it's 2005 7 SCC page 714.
(2005) 714.
My Lord.
What is the proposition?
My Lord, the recovery of the dead body of the instance of the accused.
You have not proved recovery at the instance. You cannot jump to the law. You have not proved recovery at the instance.
My Lord, where it be put? My Lord, even in the absence of section 27, my Lord.
No, recovery at the instance you have not proved. To us, prove it to us.
My Lord, the statement of the father of the victim,
Of the victim.
my Lord, PW1, coupled with the statement of the IO, my Lord. There is a, my Lord, clear-cut
And they used to get hanged for that.
My lord, Ajay's name has been, my lord, has been named by the IO, my lord.
No one else, no other witness names him. The father says acquit.
My lord. Now, Ajay's name, my lord, the evidence of the disclosure of name by Ajay has to be taken together with the...
How taken together?
My lord.
Father says acquit. Father does not. He's the father.
My lord.
Father does not say both of them.
My lord.
Father says acquit.
My lord. But then he did not say that there was no any other thing, my lord.
Did not.
My lord. My lord.
Father also did not say Chandrayaan has gone to the moon.
My lord, Lordship, my lord, I am just only trying to project my case, my lord, under the given situation. So, my lord, what I am trying to say, my lord,
It's so confidently, we thought because we also believe that this is what happens.
my lord,
But we can't go on conjecture.
my lord, I just try to convince your lordship, my lord. My lord, so far as equity is concerned, my lord, my lord, take support of the evidence deposition. My lord, I am just treating them separately for the time being, my lord. The acute, my lord, the deposition of the father, my lord, and also the deposition of IO, and which has not been controverted in the
Acquit
prosecution.
is not faced with 302.
My lord, I'm saying, I just kindly come, my lord, I'm just talking about their...
Father's evidence, qua acquit is irrelevant. Acquit has not been convicted under 302.
At least that would prove that he has played a part in the entire commission of the crime.
Oh,
My lord,
this is not how people are convicted.
my lord, subject to your lordship acceptance, definitely, my lord, whatever I say, my lord, it is not that, my lord, my saying it. Then, my lord, the second thing is that I'll try to say, my lord. Now, my lord, since, my lord, the lordship, my lord, is the SA has, my lord, at least to some extent has, my lord, given, accepted that the statement of 317, my lord, which would at least project that the...
313.
Yes, my lord.
313 on 2710.
My lord, 2710.
2710, there is admission that he was with him.
So, my lord, at least, my lord,
We are dealing with beyond reasonable doubt.
my lord,
Now, he makes up a cock and bull story.
my lord.
There is some motive in making up that cock and bull story. Just because he's made up a cock and bull story, you don't link him to murder.
My lord, that is why if lordship will just place, I'll just place free judgment, my lord. If that has the effect of convincing your lordship, my lord, then only, otherwise not, my lord. My lord, at least, my lord, my lord, at least for the time being, I'm just trying to, my lord, establish that last scene theory. Now, last scene theory, my lord, linked to the time of probable time of death.
Let us take it this way. What you say. Ransom was paid. He was promised 10,000. He was not happy with 10,000.
He has not been paid, my lord. He has not been paid.
He has not been paid, whatever. He broke away.
My lord.
Murdered after that. That's a possibility.
My lord, the explanation of the accused will be relevant in situation, my lord, when he is last seen, my lord. Basing on 2710, my lord, I'm making the submission.
We've given you that explanation. We are on beyond reasonable doubt.
My lord, I'll just...
On 27th, he was with the accused, his own admission is there.
My lord.
After that, he says payment, whatever ransom received, he was not paid.
My lord.
It is undisputed fact that he came away alone to Claret and was at a line hotel.
My lord.
His explanation to Claret police was this cock and bull story.
My lord.
Now, imagine that he had intended to kidnap for ransom and was part of the entire gang. Then he broke away from the gang on some disagreement and he came out and gave a cock and bull story just to show that he was not part of that. And then for whatever reason, the victim is killed. How do you link him?
My lord, I would...
Lasting theory will not work.
My lord, my respectful submission, my lord, it will be, my lord. It will be applied, my lord. Lord, my lord...
Facts, Mr. Bhattacharya, no law goes over facts. Facts.
My lord. My lord, at least, my lord, if lordship, my lord, is for the timing, my lord, is accepting that he was seen last on 27th. My lord.
He accepts that he was with the victim on 27th October.
My lord. That is, my lord. Just basing on that, my lord, I'll just try to place. Now, my lord, just to add to that, my lord, the evidence of the doctor, my lord, if it is, my lord,
Cannot be completely accurate.
my lord. That is exactly, my lord.
That has to be 7-8 days.
My lord.
Could have been 27th, could have been 28th. If it was not 27th, if it was 28th, when he had a disagreement and had come away, how do you link him to murder?
My lord, because no explanation has been offered by him in the court, and he has not adduced any evidence.
He cannot fill up your gaps.
My lord, at least if it is last scene, my lord, he will have to give an explanation, my lord.
No.
Then, my lord, what happens to the
No.
My lord, if my lord, if I may I place some decisions, my lord, on this.
But don't go to led by discovery of dead body by him. Discovery of dead body is not by him, factually.
My lord, what I will see, but this is coupled with both, my lord.
So,
And 2005, section 27. My lord, no, right now.
Section 8 has its limitations also. Say, for instance, the police are looking for me for murder.
This one, right?
I run away.
My lord.
That does not always show my guilt. That might show that I'm scared of the treatment that I will receive from the police.
My lord, that is coupled with the misleading story, framing of a misleading story, my lord. My lord,
The misleading story can be explained by the motive for the misleading story was to show that he was not a party to this.
but then the
64A will be there.
My lord, in such a case, my lord, my respectful submission is that, my lord, the law says that he owes an explanation to that. And if he offers a wrong explanation, my lord, that will go against him.
He is not required to. No, the law does not.
My lord,
No law
just,
says that.
just for the timing, my lord, if I can
Yes.
take lordship attention to 2023 SCC online, page 158, my lord.
2023
SCC online, SC 158.
SC 130
158, my lord.
158.
Paragraph 9, my lord.
No. No. You have to apply it to facts.
My lord.
You have to apply it to facts. He lied
My lord.
to the Clariot police. Clariot police immediately went to Shalpada or wherever, Shalpada,
Yeah, my lord.
to look for Prem.
They found nothing.
They found nothing and came away.
My lord.
So that part of the story that in Shalpada this happened is falsified by the fact that no gunpowder residue found.
My lord.
But how does that oblige him? Which means that on 27th, he ran away on 27th.
My lord.
When did he come to Clariot?
Krishna, you're the same day, my lord. Not
Krishna, sorry.
On the same. It's the same day.
On 27th.
My lord, first he came to a line hotel, and then he framed the entire story there.
No, but that was 27th.
My lord.
On 27th, he came to Krishnai.
My lord.
You cannot prove that the murder took place when he was present there.
My lord. My lord. I'm admitting to that. I'm admitting that is no dispute. My lord, only thing that is that he has offered no explanation, my lord.
He is not liable. Please see. If no other theory to the benefit of the accused is not possible, then that theory, the other theory which you are propounding would be right. I am propounding a theory to the contrary. He is not paid, he is disgruntled, he comes away. The motive for his saying, cooking up that story is that he did not want, because at that point of time it is possible that he knew that Prem was alive. At that point of time, he possibly thought that Prem would identify him after getting released. So that's why he made up that cock and bull story, number one. Number two, he could have made out the cock and bull story just to dissociate himself from the entire episode. And at least what this proves is that he may not have been aware of Prem's death. If he's not even aware of, you can't even prove that he's aware of Prem's death. Where does murder lie?
Now, only thing is that, my lord, if the last sin and the death of the accused occurs within a short span of time.
Where is that? What is the evidence of the Nongpo?
Yes, doctor.
What is the evidence?
He says that he examined the dead body and he said the dead body is about 7-8 days old.
7-8 days old as on 3rd of October, 3rd of November.
As on 4th. As on 4th.
So 4th minus 8 days would lead us to 27th.
Yes. It can be if it is 28th also.
It can be also 28th. If it is 28th, he was in thing by then.
But then in such a case, my lord, if he doesn't offer any...
No, he is not required to offer any. No. Every case is not required to offer.
My lord. Now, my lord, just with regard to, my lord, the non-adherence of the provisions of section 27, that no, my lord, memo was prepared, no witness was taken, all those things.
There is no, the law does not require any strict formality.
My lord. But then the
law does not, whatever that is.
My lord, decision which is, my lord,
whatever that is, the law does not require any strict formality.
My lord.
All that you have to convince the court is that, yes, he made a statement which led to the recovery. That statement cannot be the police's. Or if it is a statement of the police, there must be other circumstances showing that he led to the recovery. 3 witnesses.
Madam, so far as the
4 witnesses. One says acquit, the father, the key witness, and PW6, PW7, PW8 do not name anybody. Matter over. Thank you.
That is, my lord, my lord, at least, my lord, the first part of the, now, my lord, if you landed the evidence.
106 does not apply over here. 106 will apply when? You and I go into a room and then I come out and your dead body is found over there. Then I owe an explanation as to how you came to meet your death. This is not such a situation. He is given an explanation. It may be a cock and bull story as far as he is concerned. You cannot even establish he knew of the death. Very, very poor investigation. Very poor. We can't substitute. We can't make good facts.
That is,
thank you.
That is all right. Well,
what law you want to cite? We are completely against you on facts.
My lord, honestly, my lord,
What do you want to say?
honestly,
Law is not a substitute for facts.
honestly, my lord, I could not concentrate on my work because last 2 days, my lord, I was a bit
You are
occupied.
excited.
Not, my lord, I had
Come
to,
back, you
I had
come
to, I
back,
had to
you come
respond to
back
many
again,
questions.
Mr. Bhattacharya will give you.
My lord, I just,
in
my
our minds, as human beings,
my lord,
we are very conscious of his involvement. We will be very happy to uphold.
my lord.
But suspicion cannot guide reason.
My lord, well, I understand that. Now, my lord, only what for I'm just praying for indulgence of the court is that, my lord, at least in such a case, my lord, I'll just try to, my lord, connect the sets of, my lord. If I can, my lord,
Tell us.
my lord, it can be just within next week, my lord. 2 days. My lord,
Because now we remember that he did not assist us in remembering, but at least now that we've gone through, we remember there's nothing.
no, my lord, that is one thing, lordship. One thing is sure, my lord, I'll never try to twist things from here.
No. That's not your job.
But I'll
You
never.
are not for the accused.
I'll
you are
never
for
try
the
to do
state.
it also, my lord.
You have to be fair to the accused, everybody.
My lord.
You're in a similar position as we are.
My lord.
Yes, you're still in custody.
Still in custody.
You'll probably walk. How long have you been there?
Since I was arrested, my lord.
2014.
2014, my lord.
At least 364 will be there, my lord. Even if
64, how long? 7 years. 364, what is the length of punishment? 364A?
364A, my lord. Death or imprisonment for life, my lord.
Can be for life.
Life.
So you have only argued 302. You have not argued 364A.
No, I
You
have
argued only 302. We are getting rid of 302, but 364A you have not argued. Yes. At the request of the state, let the matter appear 10 days hence.
all right.
But again, we can't give you life for this kind of 364. We can't give you life. We have to reduce it.
If my friend concedes and if lordship wishes, he can come out tomorrow, my lord, with the order today.
It's okay. There is no problem. I can come tomorrow also, but
No, we are not
my lord.
so enamored of him that we want him to be released immediately, but he will ultimately walk, there's no doubt. Both of them.
If one goes, the second, my lord.
No, acquit will go anyway. Acquit, there's no chance.
Well, the next day I have to come with a disordered mind, or I'll be.
Deeply